Sometimes when you're working on your hot rod, you just don't have enough hands to go around. You need something to hold something while you tighten it up. So that's what I've done here. See this big steel bar sticking through that eye bolt? That eye bolt is where my seat belt is going to hook to. But I can't hold it and get under the car and tighten it at the same time, so I stuck that big bar in there, wedged the other end of it up against that. That way I can crawl up under there and tighten that up. Gotta love it. I think that's 3/4 of what mechanicking and or hot rod building is all about, is figuring out how to make things work. These two bolts in the middle, I stuck the same rod through both of them. That way when I tighten them up, they won't spin around, and they'll be facing in the right direction when I get through. There is some work you do on the hot rod that's more fun than other work. That's kind of what this is, when you start seeing it come together and come to a place where it's close to being finished. Basically, I used that same board that I had here a while ago, put it back in place, cut it down, hinged it at the bottom so that I can swing it forward. That gives me a little storage space back there to keep my rifle or whatever else I want to haul it out. Just joking about the rifle part. And I just put a couple pads in the floor to sit on. I'm gonna crank this thing up and drive it out of here and drive it around like that and see how it feels. My thinking is I'm not going to buy a seat, I'm going to make a seat. My dad was he was an upholstery worker. He worked in a couch factory for most of his life. My dad and my mom too. I never did learn to sew, but I watched them take a lot of furniture apart and put it back together, and it gave me a kind of a basic understanding of how chairs, couches, things like that work. I've got a lot of this material. I shouldn't say a lot, but you know, there was a lot left when Dad passed away, and I've got some. I wouldn't mind if I had a boatload. Stuff like this. This is the kind of stuff that covers couches, not couches, but mattresses. This is like a mattress cover. It's got padding and stuff all sewn together in it. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, not today, but eventually I'm going to shape my seat in here, and I'm going to probably cover it with some of that stuff and just kind of go from there. But it gives me something to work with. I've also got some carpet around here somewhere that came out of a Cadillac. There's a guy up the street runs an upholstery shop. He took this red carpet out of a Cadillac, an older Cadillac, a vintage Cadillac, and you know, that might be fun too if I can figure that out, but I don't know. I got my tunnel in place. I'm gonna make me something to close up that little spot in the back where the wood and the metal all meet together. I don't know how many of you know it or not, but these are designed so that I can raise them up, because my master cylinder and clutch cylinder and everything is down in here. On the other side over there, my battery's down under the floor. I kind of built everything to get it out of sight and out of the way. But I built these floors where I can open them up and get to that stuff if I need to. So when it won't be just like throwing a big piece of carpet across there. Whatever I come up with, it's going to have to allow those things to come open, because, you know, if I have any trouble with any of that and need to get to it while I'm out on a trip, I don't want to be taking the car apart to do it. So anyway, I've talked enough. I'll drive this baby, I think. By the way, I did go ahead and hook my seat belts up to this baby. I got these aircraft style seat belts. They're just about perfect. So let's go. Nothing like a little test drive to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on. I need to readjust the brakes a little here. But I'm liking this seat setup. This is going to be just fine. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'm totally liking that. Well, it's been a really fun weekend with the car. I got to stop playing now. Go in the house and start thinking about going to work.